In this video we are going to cover installing Windows 10 using VMware Workstation Player. Watch the previous video to see how we downloaded Windows 10 media directly from Microsoft, for free. Check the link above for a link directly to that video. Watch the first video in this series to see how we downloaded and installed VMware Workstation Player, for free. If you have not installed VMware Workstation Player, then check the link above for a direct link to that video. Open VMware Workstation Player by double-clicking on the icon on your desktop. Click on Create a new virtual machine. Change the installer disk to Installer Disk Image File ISO. Then click Browse. Browse to the location you save the Windows 10 disk image to, select the file and click Open. Click Next. Give the virtual machine a name to identify its purpose. In this video we will call it Banking. You can choose to save it to a location of your choice. We will leave this in the default location. Click Next to continue. We will leave the capacity at 60 GB. You can increase this if you desire. We will change the option to store virtual disk as a single file. You can leave this as it is, but it's simpler later in life to leave a single file per disk. Click Next to continue. Uncheck the option, Power on this virtual machine after creation. We need to make some changes to the virtual machine spec. Click Customize Hardware. On the memory slider, increase the memory to half what your actual machine has. The more memory you make available to the virtual machine, the faster it will run. Now select Processors in the device list on the left. Change the number of CPUs you wish to allocate. You can add anything up to the physical number you have in your machine. I suggest you choose half. The more CPUs you add, the faster your virtual machine will be able to process data. Click Close to complete the configuration. Click Finish to complete and create the virtual machine. Now the VM has been created. You will see it in the list. Select the VM you just created. Click the play button at the top to power on the virtual machine. When you power on an operating system for the first time, VMware will recommend you download and install VMware Tools. Select Download and Install. While the tools are downloading, you can take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. More videos are available with more advanced virtualization skills. Once the tools have downloaded, click Yes to give VMware permission to save the tools to your disk. It will not install this application to your hard disk. Click Close to complete. Now click the blue menu presented by your virtual machine. Using the up and down arrows on your keyboard, select the second option, EFI VMware Virtual SATA CD-ROM drive, and press Return. Quickly press any key on your keyboard to boot the virtual machine from the ISO file. Don't worry if you miss this the first time. You will end up back at the blue menu where you will select the second option again. As soon as you see press any key to boot from CD or DVD, then press any key. Windows is now booting from the Windows installation media. It will take a few minutes to complete booting. You can now define the language that Windows will use to install. For this video we will keep the default. Click Next to continue. Click Install now. If you have a Windows key, then enter it now. If you don't currently have one, click I don't currently have a product key. It's important to select the right version of Windows here if you intend to buy a product key. We would suggest Windows 10 Home as it's the cheapest to buy. However, you can run Windows 10 without a product key and it will perform all the functions you need for a virtual machine. You may have a limit on some functions of customization without a key. Carefully read the terms of the license agreement. Once you have read it all, you can click I accept the license terms and then select Next. Select the lower option Custom, Install Windows Only, Advanced. Make sure you can see Drive 0. Unallocated space. Then click Next. Windows Setup will now begin to install Windows 10 within your virtual machine. Nothing done within VMware Workstation Player will affect anything on your host machine. You are free to carry on with other tasks while Windows is installing in the background. You could use this time to like and subscribe to this video and channel. You can check out other videos on YouTube at Virtualization Tips. You can also find us on Facebook at Virtualization Tips. We have other more advanced videos on how to configure VMware vSphere, an advanced virtualization platform used by a big business. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to be notified about new videos when they are released. Windows is about to restart your virtual machine. You can speed it up by clicking Restart Now. VMware is about to boot up your new virtual machine. You will soon see the Windows logo. The Windows installation will reboot the virtual machine during this initial phase. Once Windows has completed installing, you will be introduced to Cortana, a Windows voice assistant. As this machine will be a virtual machine, you have no need to follow her steps. You want an isolated Windows machine that is not connected to any external account. Follow our prompts to ignore her, or feel free to ignore us and continue with Cortana's prompts and installation instructions instead. Click Yes if you wish to continue without changing the region. Click Yes if you wish to continue without changing the keyboard. Click Skip if you wish to continue without adding another keyboard. Click Offline Account to create a local user account. Click Limited Experience to create a local user account. Enter a username. For this video we are going to call it banking. Enter a password, then enter it again to confirm you didn't mistype it. It's easy to mistype a password, which is why most websites and operating systems ask you to type it twice. If you typed it wrong the first time you may never get in. Confirming solves this issue. You must now create 3 security questions in case you forget your password. It will help to recover your password. Select a question from the drop-down box and give it an answer, then select the next question and answer, then the third next question and answer. As this is a virtual machine, you may already have voice control on the physical machine. If this is the case, you should probably disable this. You can however still use it if you wish, but in this case we're going to disable it. Select Don't Use Online Speech Recognition and click Next. You can enable or disable location awareness. You might as well disable Find My Device as it's only a virtual machine. Send as much or as little diagnostic data as you like to Microsoft. Basic will suffice. You can choose to send language data to Microsoft to help them improve recognition. Either will do. You can choose to get tailored experiences with diagnostics data. Either will do. You can choose to let apps use advertising ID. Either will do. You can choose to share history across devices. To keep virtual machines isolated, you probably want to disable this. As this is a virtual machine, you probably don't need Cortana to help you get things done. Select Not Now. Windows will now continue to set things up. It may take a few minutes. We'll speed things up a little so you don't have to wait too long. Now that Windows has completed its setup, it's time to install VMware Tools. This will allow you to copy and paste things between the virtual machine and your physical machine. It will also allow you to resize the virtual machine's display. Click on Player to open the menu, then scroll down to Manage and click on Install VMware Tools. Click on the notification pop-up DVD drive, VMware Tools in the corner of the virtual desktop. Select Run Setup 64.exe. Click Yes to enable changes to your device. In VMware Tools Setup, click Next to continue, then select Typical and click Next, then click Install. Once the tools have completed setup, click Finish, then click Yes to restart your virtual machine. Your virtual machine is now complete. You can do whatever you like with this virtual machine. Watch the next video to see how you can duplicate this virtual machine. You can then keep this as a backup. You can now do whatever you want with it. If you break it, you can simply delete it and restore the original copy. This will also enable you to have multiple virtual machines for different tasks by copying it multiple times. Be aware though that Microsoft would like you to license the copy of Windows you are running. You can use it fully until you do that. If you choose not to license your virtual machine, it will run with some restrictions. You won't be able to check the previous video to see how to download a copy of Windows 10. Check the next video to see how to duplicate this virtual machine. Check the first video to see how to download and install VMware Workstation Player. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching. We hope this video helps you stay safe on the web.